Good evening and welcome to FTB Sports. I am Queen Pato and welcome to my fellow host, my fellow kings. We have down below me King Stoney. And
good evening.
The left of him is the cop artist. Good evening, cop artist.
Good
and
evening.
Above cop artist, we've got Article, aka Artie. How are we all, guys?
Good evening. All good. Thank you.
Looking forward to the match tomorrow against Aston Villa at Anfield.
Definitely.
Yes, a revenge game. I can see it could be a revenge game. What do you think?
100%.
Revenge. Yeah.
After last time. What
I was going to say on the last show and then I stopped myself was the last time when we played them and we got beat 7-2, I'm actually a singer in a band. So as you know, when you're testing the mic, it's the old 1 2 1 2 testing 1 2. Well, on that occasion, after that game, it was changed to 7 2 7 2 7 2. It wasn't in my band, they're all Evertonians. Got one drummer who's a Liverpoolian, so I'm outnumbered by the toffees in the band, so they don't say it anymore. It has stopped, and I don't want it to be said at the next jam session. So please, Liverpool, we need to restore what happened at the last game and get it back, and again we'll be in contention with the top four. So at that last game, 7-2, we also had a full team, guys, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had Virgil van Dijk, we had Gomez on the back. We also had Jota playing in that game, if I remember rightly. We had Fabinho playing, we had Thiago playing. Guys, what went wrong and how do we rectify it tomorrow at Anfield? And we'll start with Artie, because you're next to me. And welcome back, Artie, because you missed us last time, but welcome back.
I had to work, man. I was working late.
Don't worry.
So, couldn't give my views on the game, unfortunately. I think it might have been a bit of a blessing in disguise, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, maybe
after
so.
that performance. When I mean a bad day at the office, it was a very bad day at the office. I couldn't even put my finger on it, to be honest. I think it was a bit shell-shocked after Villa took the game to us. And I think they just caught them a bit cold. And after that, we just crumbled, man. Seriously, I don't know what happened. There was no fight, no cohesion in the team. And Villa just ran riot. They really did run riot. So this time, I think, as you said, the players are definitely going to be up for it. They want to rectify that last result. But it also depends on Klopp's picking of the team and the tactics that he employs this time. Villa, they look a different proposition as well without Jack Grealish. So that's definitely helpful. They've been a bit up and down as well of lately. Their form's dipped a bit. So that should definitely help. But yeah, it definitely depends on what Klopp puts out there and how he sets us up. That's a definite.
Yeah. How about you guys?
Yeah, pretty much like Artie said. Whatever could have gone wrong went wrong. We crumbled. Ollie Watkins just ran riot. It was just one of those, no matter what we tried, nothing worked. Passing wasn't great. Positioning wasn't great. Just allowing them too much respect, to be honest with you. And, well, you say it was a bad day at the office. It was a disastrous day at the office. They shouldn't have even gone into work that day. Do you know what I mean? It was one of stay in bed. Don't even bother getting on the bus.
Why do you think it went wrong, though? What actually happened, do you think, that day?
I just think it was just one of those mistake after mistake after mistake, and maybe it was. I mean, you said we had a full team. It shouldn't have gone that way. Matches like that happen very rarely, certainly to us, but they happen. You've only got to look back at what happened with Chelsea and against West Brom last week. That shouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have foreseen it. So I don't think there's any one thing you could put your finger on that created that problem. I think once we went behind, again, it was one of those things. You go behind, they start panicking. They start being a little bit more defensive, or they try to attack more, which leaves us open at the back. And then they went for it, and we had no answer.
Stoney?
Yeah, I can only extend on what's already been said. We actually got a good hiding that day. I think the only players that didn't feature for us, I know Sadio didn't play at all. Jordan Henderson didn't play, and neither did Allison. But other than that, we had a very, very, very strong side. So I don't think there was any excuses. I'm not going to sit here and say it was X, Y, and Z. As you said, Ollie Watkins got a hat trick. I think on the day, Grealish got 2 goals as well. You know, they took us to the cleaners. So hopefully, I mean, we had the game afterwards that we won. I know it was in a cup game. Hopefully, our players aren't necessarily going in to thinking of the game as a revenge, but I just wanted to go in and let's make sure we get those 3 points as well, because I mean they're close to us in the league as well. So we don't really want to give them any opportunities to gain any additional points coming up behind us. So I'm just hoping for a good game, and clearly not a repeat to the result that was there before. I've got family members that support Aston Villa, and I probably don't need that personal touch in my life. So I definitely don't need a loss. Definitely don't.
If I remember rightly, at the time, Villa were pretty much on fire, and we sort of came. We were at a little bit of a slump ourselves at that stage, weren't we? Well, how do we rectify it? Thinking about how we played on Tuesday against Real Madrid, and as you all touched on, the high line, playing the high line, and it didn't work. And if I remember rightly, it was said it won't work because we haven't got those 2 players, Gomez and Virgil, who were at the other game anyway. But in bearing in mind regarding the high line, how are we going to play tomorrow then? Do you think Jürgen will just resort back to that because that's how he likes to play? Or
well,
do you think
I hope not.
Tactic?
I hope that I mean, if there is a high line, hopefully it's not as high as we have actually been playing. Let's be serious. I think Klopp will probably outpace Kabak and Nat Phillips at this current moment in time. So I don't think we need to play a line as high as we have been with those centre-back pairings. But I mean, Ollie Watkins, Trezeguet, John Ginn, and Toure, if those are, you know, the top end line for them, depending on what formation they play in, these players are, they've all got the ability to actually run with the ball and cause damage if we actually give them space. So, regardless of what the setup is, hopefully we'll look into that. And if we do play a high line, then we just have to be a bit more mindful about those balls that can either be placed over our players or in between those lines to get through our players.
Yeah, how about you guys? How do you think we'll play? What do you think Jürgen needs to do tomorrow to change, to beat them? And also because of what happened on Tuesday, he can't play with the high line again. What do you think?
No, he can't play with the high line again. But in saying that as well, like everyone keeps talking about, we haven't got Van Dijk, we haven't got Gomez because of the pace that people say that's needed when you play with a high line. You don't always need pace. Pace is an advantage. How many times do you not really see Van Dijk having to sprint and chase people? You don't, because he reads the game. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's about. If you're reading the game, you're already halfway there. That's half the job done. You've covered half the ground already because you know where the ball's going. So you just don't need pace. You need to read the game. And that's what I think that's what we're lacking in, is we don't read the game. It's not reading confidence. You also then, if you're going to play that without Van Dijk, then you need Alisson to be like a sweeper keeper. So if the ball is played behind him, he's out early, he can clear the ball. And that's not happening either. And I think that's coming from a bit of nerves that's gone through the team because the defense hasn't been settled and we have been conceding goals. So everyone's nervous. He's staying back. They're worried and running and turning and so forth. And we've always been taught when you're defending, you should be going onto the ball. Problem is they're turning and having to chase, and that's when problems are caused. And that's what really needs to be addressed at the back. I think if we can do that, we have the midfielders and that going and there's and the players up front to do a job on Villa. Villa are not great at the back. They're not great at the back, but they're dogged and determined. That's what it is. And I think we need to be a bit more like that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can only agree with what Stoney and Artie has said. Very much so about the reading of the game at the back. Virgil van Dijk is probably one of the best defenders at reading a game and reading a situation and actually acting as it happens rather than slightly after it's happened, which then shows that he doesn't have to sprint back. Obviously, there are times he has sprinted back and he does have that pace, whereas Kabak and Phillips doesn't have that pace. But also, I think, the whole high line thing, when you've got the likes of Trent and Robbo bombing forward like they do, leaving that gap, like happened against Real Madrid. There was too much space down the left and down the right when they were bombing forward and the ball was coming over the top. And then you've got Phillips and Kabak having to turn and run back, which left even more gap, and that crucified us. I think tomorrow, personally, I think he will continue with that high line. Hopefully, like Stoney said, not as high. But I think that, they have to command that midfield area. They have some good midfielders. Especially with players like Trezeguet and Ross Barkley. But Villa's not in a rich vein of form at the moment. They've over the last 5 games they've played, they've only won 1, and that was against Fulham. They've drawn 2 and lost 2. So they're not playing that well, but we know they do have players that can hurt.
Yeah.
So Klopp did say today that he does see them as a European rival, obviously for Europa League. But if they continue their vein of form, they're only going to be mid-table. So we have to look at what sort of. I think he'll still play 4-3-3 as a formation because that's what he loves. And if that can command that midfield area, then we have the front line to hurt them because they're not great at the back.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do worry myself about playing this high line tomorrow, and especially at Anfield. But I think with it being Aintree weekend, and as you can see, I hope you like my little fascinating. It would normally be Ladies' Day. I would normally be there yesterday, Liverpool Day. Thursday's Liverpool Day. Decent horses, decent grade horse and decent betting. And it's a fun day. It's my favourite day. Ladies' Day, it's okay. And then tomorrow, Saturday's normally heaving. Liverpool's heaving. The whole of Aintree, because it is actually a place, it's an area in Liverpool. Aintree is heaving, and the poor people that live there can't get into their own streets. However, the course do give them free tickets for every event, so that to pacify that they can't get in their own homes. But it's a big event. However, because of COVID, it's not so much this year. But a lot of people in Liverpool, probably around the world, are still dressing up, still having a drink, still having a flutter, and probably dancing and pretending they're at the races. I know it is going on all weekend. I went to some parties yesterday, today, and there's going to be a lot tomorrow. Anyone out there who's having a party for Aintree, the Grand National, enjoy yourselves. Cheers, and I hope you win. We've done a sweep, and I hope I win too. Any tips, guys, for the National?
I'll stay away from the National.
Betting men. I know Stoney doesn't bet.
No, I don't bet.
No, not really.
I did have some written down. I'd have to look for them actually. I've had a butcher's. I'd have to look for them. I'll get back to you in a minute. I
always try and pick a horse that's got the name Reading. There is one on, and it's French, which translates to Old Red Lion. And there is another one with Reading, so there is 2. So I think there'll be 2 that I'll be going for, but they weren't what I got up the sweep. So we are supposed to be getting a guest on. It's going to be soon. He's the next goalkeeper, I believe. His name's Lee Ward. Hopefully he'll get on soon. So come on, Lee. Shake your legs. Yourself on the show. So I think we should go to, should we see, we've got some comments, guys, before we go and pick our teams.
Yeah.
No worries.
We've got the claws out.
What yeah.
Who's going to dig the hooves into?
I've got some each ways for you if you want anyone, yeah? Kev, got an each way for you. Borough Saint, Acapella Bourgeois, and Discorama. There's three each way.
In the national?
Yeah. Do them each way.
Do them each way. Okay, well,
Yeah.
your heads are your first. Your heads are off.
I'll post my bank details later for my percentage.
And gamble carefully. So we've got Mr. B. Hello, Mr. B. Pato. I'm glad you are. I take it you know him, Marty.
No, I don't know.
You don't.
Nah.
We were just
I
picking them
I
up.
just like looking at that pod there and record it on my screen.
Okay, Villa have had a full week rest. Do you think it could play a part in the results? Good question. Thank you, Mr. B. Straight to you, the cop artist, if you don't mind.
No, that's fine. Obviously, having a full week's rest is a benefit. Gives them more time to train, gives them more time to rest in between training. I think sometimes that can work against you. I think if you have a full week, I think it can be a little bit too much. I mean, when I played football, certainly not at that level. I wanted to play every other day, sort of thing. And I'm sure these players, they can't wait to get on the pitch. So maybe sort of playing, twice a week benefits them. Keeps their focus. I think sometimes you can lose focus if there's too much of a gap in between. Yeah. I think we've seen that in the international break. When our players haven't gone away, or they have gone away and they've come back after the international break, they don't seem to be as focused. So I think it could play against them as well as maybe for them. I think that also depends on the individual players themselves, how their mindsets are. But we've had a few days rest and some light training, and the training's gone well. So I don't see it really as a massive benefit to Villa at all.
Anyone else like to add to that?
No, I fully agree with him there. I don't really see it as a major benefit. And to be honest, I'm wondering, did we actually play on Tuesday? did they actually put in a shift? So they can't be telling me they're tired. I'll tell you that much. That much I don't want to hear. But now they're used to that. They're used to playing that amount of games beforehand. They know what's coming. And to be fair, they're normally playing more games than that. But we're out of the other cups, so they should be used to that.
Mm.
Yes, but thank you, Mr. B, for your questions. Always welcome. Always welcome. And then we've got Mr. Silver Fox. Aston Villa is still without Jack Grealish. He played a key part in that 7-2 game. Yeah, to be touched. I think, did you mention that, didn't you, earlier, Artie?
Yeah, we did. Definitely a big miss for them. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah.
We thought that on Tuesday when someone went down with COVID, but
God.
So hopefully. But yeah, good question, great question. I think we should go to our teams. It's my favourite bit, and picking some decent scores as well. So let's start with the Aston Villa team. Bearing in mind, as everyone said, that there's no Mr. Grealish. So I'm going to say it's going to be a 4-2-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it'll be Martinez in goal. And then in the forward, it'll be Cash, Ezri Konze, Tyro Mings, and Matt Target. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The 2, we're going to be Douglas Luiz, John McGinn. And in the 3, it's going to be Bertrand Traore, Sanson, and Trezeguet. And then up front, all on his own, Mr. Ollie Watkins, who was the hat-trick man at the last game. Regarding danger men, I'm going to say Ollie Watkins because of the hat-trick, and he is a danger. He loves to score. But I'm also going to say Ezri Konze and Tyrone Mings, because I think our front three are going to struggle to get past them too. They're also a danger. So that's my prediction for the Villa team that will be played tomorrow. I'm going to go to you, Mr. King Stoney. How do you see the Villa playing tomorrow?
Personnel similar to yours. Probably just personnel similar to yours. As you said, we mentioned that Jack Grealish had a really important influence on the game that we played before. 3 goals and 2 assists. But that same game, Ollie Watkins got a hat-trick and an assist. Trezeguet got an assist. John McGinn scored and he also got an assist as well. So the teams are actually similar to what it was when we played them before. So my starting lineup, similar to yours, Martinez in goal. It's going to be the same back four that played against us in the previous game. So Target, Mings, Konsa, and Matty Cash. Matty Cash has had a good season at right back. 2 central midfielders, I think, are going to be Morgan Sanson and Douglas Luiz. 3 players in front of them, Trezeguet, John McGinn, Traore, and Ollie Watkins up front. Danger men, Ollie Watkins and John McGinn.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. John McGinn. Okay, and over to the cop artist.
Not that much different to either of you two, really. I agree. I think he will play a 4-2-3-1. I'm not sure, if Barkley's available, whether he'll play from the start, whether he'll come off the bench. But certainly, the same back four. McGinn, certainly, got to play. He's having a good season. Douglas Luiz, definitely. Trezeguet, I think, is quite a bit of a danger man on his day. But certainly, Ollie Watkins is the one that we definitely need to watch. That guy is a goal scoring machine when he gets going. He's having a good season for Villa. So I'm pretty much going with not much different to you guys. Obviously Grealish is out. He's their danger man, I guess, if you like, playing on that left wing and cutting in. We haven't got to worry about that now. So I think we know Tyrone Mings and Konsa can do a job at the back, but like I said, they've not been that great over the last 4 or 5 games. So hopefully our front three can do a job on them, take it to them, and let's get at least some goals for us rather than against us.
Yeah. I'd agree with those lineups, but I'd also, like Kev mentioned as well, Trezeguet is a danger man. He does like to pop up with a few goals as well. And you have to watch him. And I noticed that we've had a trouble with that, with people running from midfield and not sticking with the runners and getting through. So definitely he's one to watch for me. Yeah, I'd like to see maybe if Barkley starts, if he's fully fit. I wonder if Barkley would start as well, because when you're missing that bit of creativity with Jack Grealish, Barkley can provide that. So I don't know if he's just thinking about that as well, starting him. But yeah, McGinn, another one, definitely, like you said. And he had a good international run as well. He scored a couple goals as well. He's full of confidence right now. Knows where the goal is. And as for Ollie Watkins, for me, the thing that I do like about that youngster is that he just doesn't stop going. Even if he's got in there before 3-4 times and he might have missed, you'll find him when the ball comes in, it'll be right back in there again. And that's why he gets goals, because he just doesn't stop going. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely a few names there that have been mentioned, definitely to watch. Yeah, Trezeguet, definitely. That's why he's going to be there and just sitting behind Ollie Watkins, waiting for any leftovers that he can get on the end of. Yeah, definitely a big worry. So, good evening, boss man James. Evening, gang, he's saying. He's afraid, yeah, us too, but they're coming to the fortress of Anfield. So, well, thanks for your concern, and thanks, Mr. Bossman James. And we've got, again, hello, Zacchaeus.
Yes, Zach. Nice one, mate. He's a Man United fan, by the way.
Anyone joining?
Yeah, he's a mank, but he's a mate of mine. He's on our Man United stream, but we also work colleagues.
Oh, okay.
Brilliant.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Is he any better at work than his football?
Oh, much better. That ain't all. He's a Man supporter, so he has to be better. He's actually a good guy. He's decent footballer as well.
Yeah, he's definitely not your boss. Let's be careful.
Definitely not.
Oh, thank you, Zacchaeus. You know, we love your comments. Always welcome on the Liverpool show. And again, huge week for the Reds. Full support for the return leg versus Madrid. A great game to watch. Well, that's another show, but yeah, huge week it is. Definitely is. Thank you, Zacchaeus. And you better get some work done now. We know who you are. Oh, you are. Oh, Brezzy. Hello, my friend. Brezzy was asking one from our group, but I don't know why. He wants someone from our group to join. So if you want to enlighten us a bit more, Brezzy, and get it out to the boys. Yeah. So thank you. And now we've got, I think this is someone who you know, Artie, maybe. Evening, good evening, Adrian Lewis. After the poor results against Madrid, who would you drop? Good question from the team, if anyone. I think, well, should we go to our picking our teams, or should we answer it? Let's answer, Adrian. Then go to our teams. Starting off with, seeing as it's your uncle this way.
My little brother.
Ah, your little brother.
Yeah, little bro.
You can answer them.
The only change that I would have made would be starting Keita. Definitely dropping Keita. That's who I would drop, basically. I don't know why he brought him in for that game at that time. Hasn't played for a little while, and then you bring him in a game like that. Didn't make sense to me. And you was already building a relationship with Fabinho, Thiago, and that in the middle. I don't know why you'd want to then go and break that up. And so yeah, he's definitely one I would say he would need to get dropped for me for that game. And
also, Keita did feature in the last game, and again, he was taken off at half time. At the last game against Villa, wasn't he? So, over to you, Cop Artist. Who would you drop, if anyone?
I'm actually going to. I would go for dropping two. One's controversial, and I'll tell you the reason why. But certainly, I agree with Naby Keita. Certainly wasn't on it. Was the wrong choice to come in for Thiago. Thiago should have started, definitely. And like Artie said, you've got to build up a relationship, certainly in the midfield. Well, basically anywhere across the three lines that we have, and to disrupt that and that understanding in that midfield, that was a mistake. So definitely drop him out, bring back in Thiago. What I would also do, and like I said, this is a bit of a bone of contention, I would drop Mane. And the reason I would drop Mane is he's out of form. He's not really giving a great deal to the team. He doesn't control the ball very well. He doesn't take players on like he used to. He's not in a very rich scoring frame of mind. He's just, everything that he tries is not coming off. And I think sometimes either his feet are going too quicker for his brain, or his brain's going too quick for his feet. And he then starts falling over, trying to gain a free kick, which is no way a free kick. So for me, I would drop him. I would put Jota on the left-hand side, and I would bring Bobby back in the middle for tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, well, good. before you come in, Stoney, Kev, that's not as controversial as you think. I'm telling you, there's been a lot of people who've said the same thing in groups that I'm in. They've said exactly the same thing about Mane, exactly the same thing about his form and whatever. And they said that that's another person they would drop. So it's not as controversial as you think.
Okay.
And Stoney?
I'd probably have the same starting lineup against Real Madrid, minus Naby starting, and start Thiago. So mine would be Alisson, Trent, Nat Phillips, Obbak, Robinson. I'd have Fabinho, Gini, Thiago in the middle, and Salah, Jota, and Mane up front. That's who I'd start with. No controversy from my side. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's what I do. I'd like to see Ox get some gameplay, possibly at some period in the game, and I'd also like to see Shaq get some gameplay in the second half at some stage as well, just to freshen up something up on the top end as well. That's what I'd like to see. But yeah, that's my starting lineup, and hopefully can function playing a 4-3-3 and let's go and get a nice result.
Okay, so who else for the team then? So
Yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
Okay, so my team. Okay, well, it's going to be Alisson in goal. We're going to have Robbo and Kabak, Nat Phillips, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I am going to have Fabinho because again, it's going to be a 4-3-3. So it's going to be Gini, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, and Thiago. And up front, unfortunately, I am going to be playing Mane, and it will be Salah, and it will be Bobby Firmino. Regarding the question of who I'd drop, would be Keita and Jota, because I think it didn't work him starting. I think it's better maybe he comes on a bit later on. And I think it'll be interesting to see if Naby Keita does feature at all, because then we'll know, was he injured or was he not happy with him? I think if he does feature, he was happy with his performance. I think if he doesn't feature, there may have been some sort of injury.
According to Klopp, he wasn't injured. It was a tactical decision to bring him off. But I'm not sure I believe that because of the timing. Yeah, he could have waited another 3 minutes. That wouldn't have made that much difference, and just brought him on the second half.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, because you're right. He came off at about like 43 minutes. Yeah, which is obviously, Klopp's a manager. He'd obviously know the reasons behind doing that. But you're right, that'll be actually quite interesting to see whether Naby Keita does actually feature, even if he's on the sub bench. I've just got a quick query. I just want to throw it out there. Do you reckon in the next few games you might actually see Ben Davies have an opportunity to actually play for us, even if it's coming on as a sub? Does anybody have any updates on his performance, how he's doing in training, or
nothing? Everything's gone quiet on him at the moment.
Yeah, I don't really see it myself unless there's injuries. Yeah. To be fair,
I think he has been training. Yeah, hasn't he been training cop artist?
Yeah, he's been training. I think obviously, when we brought him in, it was an emergency. We needed somebody to fill a role of somewhere at the back. Obviously, he has a good reputation in the championship and stuff, but he's not. I haven't seen much of him, but people rate him quite highly.
Okay,
but he's not as good as what we've got. So like Artie said, he's there in case of injury. If nothing happens to those two central defenders, I can't see him playing at all this season. And I think then he will just go elsewhere. He will not be there next season, which is a shame, because obviously when you bring in a player, that player comes to a club like us, and he's all excited and I'm playing for one of the greatest clubs in the world, and then all of a sudden you don't get a game, you don't get any game time. They might bring him on just to shore up a defence if we're, maybe 2 up, and then we can rest a couple of the front players or something like that, for later on in the second half. But apart from that, I can't see it happening.
Okay.
So Brezzy's asking he needs 2 Liverpool fans for the 30th of May. Does anybody want to volunteer?
That's far away. Brezzy, I tell you what you can do. Continue to tune in to our show and closer to the day, remind us. Because I know there's no fixture on. I think our last game, we got Crystal Palace on the 23rd of May. So I'm not too sure what's happening on the 30th. But yeah, Brezzy, continue to tune into all of our shows and closer to the date, remind us. If I'm available, I'll be more than happy to join, whatever it is. But yeah, you'll have to remind me closer to the date.
Yeah, likewise.
Tony, it could be something dangerous.
It's true. It's true.
It could be a setup. Yeah, it's a setup. They want to get us back for the spanking the other day.
I think so.
Yeah, but as you think, as Stoney said, get in touch a bit nearer the time. Saying that to you next month, probably what, 5 weeks away?
That's way too far. I definitely don't remember that far ahead.
No. Can't even remember 2 days' time, let alone
exactly
5 weeks.
Zacchaeus Forbes, both United Liverpool seeking revenge this week. Definitely.
Yeah.
And it ain't.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Who've United got? United got Spurs, haven't they?
They got Spurs.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah, I think I can see United doing Spurs this time round. Yeah. Spurs are disjointed. They're not happy with the manager. You can see it.
Yeah,
they're not happy.
Yeah, someone's not quite right there.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
Yeah, they've lost that cohesion as well. I can see, and United actually look like a team. All right, so they're not great, but at least they look like a team. That's the thing, and they're very, very hard to beat, and they're still managing to score goals and late goals. So I think United
and controversial goal.
Yeah, that's United all over.
Yeah.
No penalties given against them either. VAR seems to rule in their favour.
I was actually just going to say that.
Yeah.
You've got to look back to the Brighton game, haven't you? The pole.
Yeah. I don't know what you have to do. Seriously.
I don't know. Shoot them.
Yeah. They say self-defense.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Brezzy saying it's a 2-part podcast and it's going to be a big show. So
you're watching, Prezi. You do know that you're currently, Prezi. You do know that you're currently watching a big show right now, don't you?
Yeah.
Are you really aware of that, my friend?
Yeah, that's it.
Watching a massive show.
Yeah. Good evening, and good evening to 707. He's heard the United word and come on, see? He's heard you mentioning his team.
It's true. It's definitely
Until you mentioned his team, he was quiet. Good evening. Well, guys, I'd like to go for some scores. What do we think the score's going to be? Think carefully. And we'll start off with you, Cop Artist.
Me again.
Score.
I am going for a 3-1 win.
3-1. Writing them down.
And I'm going for a Salah double.
Ooh.
With possibly a Bobby for a change.
Bobby to score.
To score. I think he needs to break that poor scoring form. So I'm going to go for a Bobby goal.
Okay, it looks like Brezzy's agreed with you. You and Brezzy.
He's gone the other way. He's gone the other way. Not what I meant.
Yeah. Stoney, what's your score?
Firstly, I'd like to reply to Brezzy. Brezzy, I'll be more than happy to support the FTB project in joining the podcast on the 30th of May. As I said, just continue to tune into the show and keep me updated as well. But just to make you know, I'm more than happy to join in as part of the show. Regarding the score, 3-1 Liverpool.
Oh, another 3-1.
3-1 Liverpool. But as I said, you know, if we look back at any of the shows, remember, Pato, my predictions are usually quite left field. All right. So yeah, 3-1 to Liverpool. I've got no preference to who's scoring. I actually, you know what? Jota brace and Genie.
Okay.
Genie.
Yeah. Genie's getting on the score sheet and Jota's getting 2.
Artie?
I'm going 3-2.
3-2.
3-2, yeah. I definitely say Salah. I think we're going to get a penalty. I think Salah. And I'm gonna go Jota.
And Jota.
Do you want to elaborate on how we're going to win that penalty at all?
Tyrone Mings.
Right.
Tyrone Mings. There you go. Target it with the ball on the floor, and you can get a penalty.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got. So sorry, what score did you say, Artie?
3-2.
3-2. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Kelly C. Good evening, Kelly. Thanks for joining us. A draw? Ooh. Kelly C's going for a draw. What do we think about a draw?
Nah, that's not going to happen.
No.
I think the thing is you said, going into this game, I mean, all of our fixtures have been must wins, but this is definitely a must win, because I think we've got after Real Madrid, we've got Leeds and we got Newcastle. So I'm looking for 3 points against Villa. I'm looking for 3 points against Leeds and 3 points against Newcastle. If we're not getting 3 points against Newcastle, I think we just need to pack it up and turn Anfield into a mega Tesco or something like that if we're not going to be beating Newcastle this season. So that's always true. But good prediction there. Kelly, if you're able to in the comments, who do you think is going to be the scorers for Aston Villa and Liverpool in the fixture when we play them?
Okay, she's probably coming back. So we've got Brezzy again.
Okay.
Grealish, all I need to say.
Grealish isn't playing.
Thank you. You're right. You have said Grealish, but you're right. He's not playing. He'll be watching at home.
They don't want to come on your show now. Come on. Come on. This isn't good. Right, guys, I'm going to go with my prediction for my score. And I think it's actually going to be a big win for us tomorrow. Not 7 to 7 goals big, but I think we're going to score 4 goals. I do think we're going to score 4 goals.
I love the confidence.
Yeah,
where are those 4 goals coming from, Pato?
I think I've got a feeling. So I think Salah will score, okay? And I also think Mane will score. But I think when Jota comes on, if Jota doesn't start and he brings him on, Jota could even get a little hat-trick. Wouldn't surprise me if Jota got a hat-trick. He'll definitely get 2. So there's my 4 goals. And if Jota gets a hat-trick, maybe even 5 or... No, I can definitely see 4 goals from our boys. Definitely see 4 goals. I hope we don't concede. That's why I'm not even going to say 4-1 or 4. I'm going to say 4-0. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say 4-0 to Liverpool.
You are putting yourself out there, Pato.
Might even go and throw a little 5 on it as well. What's after that?
That's good.
Yeah, odds on a 4-0 would be quite high.
Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it? It should. Yeah. Okay, so Kelly, we're waiting to hear. Oh, now, hang on, what's? Yeah, we've got Kelly's back. Jota and Salah for Liverpool. Martinez, for Aston Villa, the goalie.
Goalies. Yeah, well, I like to see that happen.
Hold on. Kelly has to be an Aston Villa supporter. It's 2 goals from Martinez.
Sounds like they're getting 2 penalties.
I think so. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Didn't expect that one. Didn't expect that. And a wow from Brezzy too.
Yeah.
Wow, let's see. Adrian, 2-1 Liverpool win. Salah, brace, and Watkins scores for Villa.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, definitely. Possible, yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Definitely fair enough.
Okay, Kelly. Oh, but Kelly must be. It's Breezy's mate. Definitely. Definitely.
Grealish isn't playing either.
Yeah.
It must be Kelly is Breezy's friend. Has to be. Has to be. So listen, guys.
But one thing, just really quickly. I mean, as much as you said, it's been an indifferent season for us, right?
Yeah.
If we win tomorrow's game and the results go our way, we could end up being in 4th, couldn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this, this.
Play for. That's what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. So there's still a lot to play for. I mean, I know Villa are they got a game in hand on us.
Yeah.
And they're probably 5 points up. Yeah, but yeah, if we win against Villa and results go away, we can end up being 4th. So, Pato, I hope it is that 4-0 prediction that you're speaking about. I can have an absolutely lovely weekend. So that would be perfect.
Definitely. Splendid weekend.
Perfect. So yeah, we'll look forward to that.
Yeah.
Brezzy reckons Kelly's a Liverpool fan.
Ah, dear. Never mind.
She means Martinez clean sheet. Really?
But she said 2-2.
Yeah, she did 2-2.
How's that? That means Martinez stays on the bench.
I think so.
What's going on? What's going on? Right, guys, let's see. So there's another one, and this is Brezzy, more like the wife.
I think you need to educate your wife.
Listen, Brezzy, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining in, and hopefully you'll tune in tomorrow. So we've got our Aston Villa reaction show tomorrow. Hopefully, again, it'll be a winning, great feeling and a fantastic show. I've enjoyed tonight, and thank you guys for joining me, my kings, my Stoney, my King Artie, and my King of the Cop artist. Guys, it's been a pleasure. We'll be back again tomorrow. We've also got a Champions League game coming up on Wednesday. So we'll have the show on the Tuesday. We're liking our 8 o'clock. So tomorrow it'll be 8 o'clock. Come and join us live. Again, try and get your questions on. You can get them on early. Don't forget to subscribe, press the like button, share us all over social media. If it's anyone's birthday, I've had people asking me to put the happy birthdays on. I hope you like that at the beginning of the show. Or do you want us to say hello? I have Yat. I've got my friend Yat. He's a performer. He has toured around Europe, or might as well say around the world. He's a great guy, great singer, great Liverpool supporter. He's from Singapore. I have sang with him, and he is going to come back over to England when he can. He has been to Anfield. Like I said, he's a great performer. Yat, hello to you in Singapore. And like I've said, Yat, you need to get putting some questions on. So like I've said, even before we go live, you can get your questions on. You can send them in. So I'd just like to wish everybody a good night and God bless. And thanks for being a part of FTB Sport, our Liverpool Love Happy Family. I've enjoyed myself tonight. Hope you guys have too.
As always.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
And goodbye from me, Pato. And you guys, would you like to say goodbye also?
Goodbye,
Good
guys.
night and God bless.
Everyone.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow, 8
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Eight
Be there.
No, and guys, what are we going to do to Aston Villa?
Smash them.
Okay.
We're going to win.
No, we're going to smash them.
We're going to smash them. We're going to smash them. Right, so guys,
Okay.
good night and God bless. You'll never walk alone. Not
Ciao.
with Liverpool.